Hello and welcome back to Original Content Self-Inflicted. I'm Mr. Meme and with me today I have Spooky
Hello, I'm your ghost with the most.
and special guest once again Bob or Blank Tester from
From this small indie channel you might not have heard of called the
I
Steel
mean,
Donut.
you don't have to act like we were a big channel. We weren't. We were actually small. I
You're
wasn't
bigger than
lying.
us.
yeah,
You're
I
I'm
bigger
not
know
a.
than
but
us.
like you're like you're influential to like
You're
at
To
least
you're
you guys.
at
you're
least
I
probably
mean,
more famous in this sphere of YouTube.
I
Like the,
guess, but I don't know. It's fame is not even remotely a word I would use to describe our reach.
yeah, you're like the rat to our mouse.
We're micro celebrities, like to hundreds or tens of people.
Like
I
you know how
literally do have tens of fans.
in nature there's a thing called niche partitioning where if there's too many predators in an ecosystem they'll start vying for a niche. That's what
Right.
you guys are.
I guess, yeah.
today
And speaking of nature, chipmunks.
today we are returning back and finishing up hopefully Psychopaths, our Alvin and Chipmunks story.
Second
If
Right.
one.
our second one. If you
So this
haven't
was.
watched the last part, what are you doing? Go watch that before watching this.
Can I try to remember? I'm trying to remember what happened. So if
Uh,
I remember correctly, Theodore is called in by the mayor,
the government,
the
anonymous
government,
government.
just some kind of government. Anyway, they to sent into the city to be to
After the
deal with.
Taliban dropped freaky zombie gas on it.
Right, it
That's
was the
just totally,
Taliban that did it.
totally not at all similar to the Crazies from 2010.
Yeah, not total coincidence that it's the same thing.
And there is no other movie called The Crazies.
Yeah, that's so just a coincidence.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
so with that
we
being
are.
said, are you guys ready?
Yeah, we are. I'm more than ready. I am
Let's do the author's note.
born ready. This
Sorry for the
is
wait. I'm juggling three stories. Here you go. Semicolon. Enjoy.
Okay.
yeah, chapter
Chap.
4. Get
Get
schooled.
school. As Theodore Pov, so he's narrating.
Right. Did I do it? I did just the regular Theodore voice for the narration as well,
But
right?
when
I
he
didn't do
spoke,
a
he was
different.
like, ah!
Did I do a different voice for when he spoke?
I think you
Yes.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like okay, I don't remember what it was.
He was like, oh, hello, guy. Something like that.
Oh, was it like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great.
In his mind, he's like Solid Snake. In the
But
real
then, like
world, he's like
outside, he's kind
Kermit.
of a schmuck. Yeah, okay, got it.
He's like Leon Kennedy because he does give off like very Resident Evil 4 vibes.
Okay. Uh, Chapter 4. Get schooled.
Taliban weaponized Las Plagas.
Yeah. After leaving the presence of the hospital, I checked the paper to see where I needed to go next. University of California. There's a bunch of those.
Okay. Also, I thought this was like a small town.
Yeah, well,
Apparently,
now
this
he's.
small town has a very prestigious university, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Is
like
it?
fucking this small town called Boston has a little place called Boston Dynamics. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, it's like I knew where I
Real
needed to go.
underground.
Harvard. You
I think
probably
I've
haven't
read.
heard.
I think I read it on. I think I read it on a newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yale. It's a real small school.
That was on the outskirts of the city. I groaned and checked my watch. It was 10:40 p.m. I began to walk to the university. You could just wait until tomorrow.
As I walk
If
through
it's
the
late,
valley,
just don't.
he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
I guess. Once again, I began to have a flashback of who was next. You got okay. At least it helps me pass the time. I thought.
Straight up says, "I have a like." He's aware, like, up flashback time.
Yeah, he knows the story structure at this point, so he's like, "Oh, the writer put another flashback here. Here we go."
Deadpool.
Like,
Oh, line break for the flashback, and then I was at the school library studying for the final exams. If I was to graduate, I would need to pass.
Shit.
That checks out. As I read the textbook, I heard someone sit down across from me at the table and groan. I smiled and looked up from my textbook.
Hey, Britt,
I said. She grunted.
what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
She turned to me. Wait.
No, that was Theodore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
Britt,
Sorry.
what's wrong with you?
She turned to me.
I can't find Jeanette anywhere. She was supposed to help me study, bitch.
She narrowed her eyes at me.
Do you know where she is? Like the fucking episode of Dora.
I shrugged.
Probably with Simon somewhere.
I was happy that Simon and Jeanette were finally dating, but lately they just kept disappearing together.
They're sticking test tubes in places they don't belong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Brittany groaned again. She put her head on the table.
The only reason I'm gonna fail because I don't understand any of this.
She lifted her head up at me.
The only reason I am passing is because Jeanette does my homework for me.
I raised an eyebrow. She put her hands up.
Hey, she offers.
I laughed.
I'll help you study if you want, Brittany. No, thank you. I'm not studying food.
I mean, if he's graduating in the culinary sciences, I think that's what he should be studying.
Yeah. But how do we know that's what she's graduating?
And then immediately goes into the Marines, Army. What was his backstory?
I don't fucking know. I think
he became a shooty guy after
he just became a cop.
Okay.
Just becomes like a low ranking
Alvin joined the army.
Downtown cop.
Yeah, and then he's just a cop. That's right.
Just a cop. Deputy. All chipmunks are bastards.
Brittany. Did you say, hey, Cab, all chipmunks are bastards?
Yeah.
That's great. I think we probably said that last time, too, actually.
Probably. It's been
Brittany thought for a moment.
Fine.
She grabbed her backpack.
Mainly because Alvin can't help me.
I laughed again and scooted towards her to help her.
I did the big laugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's his new laugh. So, okay, if I remember correctly, these flashbacks were like all... Oh, no, this is still the flashback. We're still in flashback. There was a line break, but we're still there. Okay, never mind.
Oh, yeah. Just a time skip in a flashback.
I thought that was the end of the flashback, and I was like, how is he going to mirror that? She wasn't even in the flashback.
But no, who is he looking for? He's looking for Brittany now.
He's looking for Brittany now.
He killed Jeanette last chapter.
Jeanette was
Harley Quinn
of hallucinogenics or something.
She was taking advantage of laughing gas that was making him hallucinate.
Right.
And that was like allowed her to be like shitty Harley Quinn mixed with Scarecrow.
This is an insane story.
You know, it's crazy how
up to
the author was so concerned about being confused with the crazies that it ends up ripping off more like the Batman Arkham games and fucking.
You're right.
Yeah. And like, just wait till you fucking see Simon.
Okay, so like up to this point, like each of the chipmunks like Theodore has killed had like a thing against him. Like Alvin's like, you know, part of the army, so he uses like a machine gun, and like
and their memory was Nerf guns.
Like Jeanette's like a doctor that used like laughing gas
and
to like fuck with Theodore.
And her,
I'm just wondering
and her flashback was like,
Brittany gonna do to like
they're gonna fight in a college.
I think they're gonna fight. I think it's just gonna be. I think the thing that's gonna line up is gonna be they're in the library and that's it.
No, they're not gonna fight in the library. I'll tell you that much.
Oh boy. Okay. Well. Anyway. Not the longest memory, but it killed some time. You really can't. Wait. So that was the end of the flashback.
That was literal filler.
Oh my gosh! That really was the end of the. I thought. Okay. Okay. Brittany didn't need to study for the final exams. She needed to study for the SATs. They were in
She
high
just
school
sucked
now?
off the teacher or some shit.
She didn't tell me that little detail, but she took it and got a perfect score. A perfect score on the SATs.
Study for one night.
So she's fine.
Wait, hold on. Okay, my memory is a bit foggy, but the SATs isn't like a kind of test that you get a perfect score on. You just try to score as high as you can.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, there is a maximum score. So in theory, you could get a perfect score on the SAT.
Like
but
that's not really the goal of the test.
That's not really the point of the test at all. No.
It's not.
And
It's not
also,
like you have,
someone
like,
who was going to
card.
get a perfect score on the SAT isn't going to be stressed out about studying. Probably, I would think.
Fucking like she just fucking like siphoned the brains out of Simon and Jeanette.
Yeah,
like she was fucked up even before the infection.
Yeah, I guess. After the university figured that out, they called Brittany and told her they would like her there. Brittany said yes immediately. After getting her bachelor's degree, Brittany began to try for a master's. We all believed in her. She would never get it, though, thanks to the gas.
Dun dun dun!
As I approached the front gate, there's not a front gate to the University of California.
Apparently,
which I don't
in this story there is.
Okay.
Apparently, yeah, it's a rich kid. Dave had to like. You ever see Forrest Gump?
Mm.
Yeah, remember how Forrest's mom got him into that school? Dave had to do that with the dean.
Yeah.
Who looked exactly like Dave.
You know Dave Wood, though.
It's Dave's reward.
Yeah, that's Dave's reward.
Getting his kids to live a fulfilling life at the expense of his masculinity.
I mean, there's nothing non-masculine about doing a couple favors. Ever heard of a bro job?
Well, yeah, but he's not bros with the dean.
You don't need to be bros to give a bro job.
Fair.
Sometimes giving the bro job is what makes you bros.
Yeah, that's why it's called Bro Back Mountain.
Bro Back Mountain.
Yeah,
it's a rite of passage.
Yeah, it's great.
Man, hazing is getting really out of hand. Now they're hazing the parents.
It's wild that the hazing is so straightforward now. Like back in the day, it was like, oh, we all have to, you had to glue your butthole shut and eat the triple chili challenge. But now you just suck my dick and you're in.
What kind of fucking school did you go to, Bob? Like,
you know, I went to a completely normal high school, and yeah, I had to do that to get into high school.
What about college?
Oh, in college, I just took an entrance exam. But in high school, totally normal amount of hazing.
Yeah. You get railed by the entire fraternity, then you're in.
Then I'm in to my high school class. That's how I got it. It really sucked when I changed schools midway through freshman year and had to go through all that shit again.
Yeah. The greatest years of your life, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. High school's the time to experiment. Anyway, as I approached the front gate, I noticed a few people walking out of the university quickly. Okay. I drew my gun and made my way over to them. Hey! I yelled. The group of people turned to me. They were college students, clearly terrified.
She's fucking crazy.
A boy stuttered. I put my hand on the boy's shoulder. Stay calm and tell me what happened. I said blankly. Stay calm and tell me what happened. I said blankly. The boy
Stay calm. You've been poisoned.
Yeah, everybody here has been poisoned. I'm surprised there's like a whole group of people quickly walking away.
They're like in every zombie movie, there's always like a group of people who are immune, like in Dead Island.
But these guys aren't even just immune, they're also unaware. They're like, everybody went crazy and they're just going like, we better walk away. Like, why don't you run?
Is the gas like fucking carbon monoxide? Like
they know the crazies drill, right? So like in case of emergency, everybody form a single file line and we will walk out of here in an orderly fashion so nobody trips, nobody's getting left behind. We'll do this calmly, okay?
Yeah.
We'll be scared, but it'll be fine. We'll be calm and we'll leave.
It's the fucking the gas. The gas is made of the fucking zombie element from Call of Duty Zombies, like 114.
Yeah.
Fun. She wasn't the only one. Wasn't the only one.
He sputtered. He stuttered. He shuddered. He sputtered. That's great. I love that. You want to use different words so that you don't repeat yourself, but you pick words that are so similar.
He smuttered.
He smuttered. He scuttered.
Just start making up words.
Yeah,
like
he muttered.
If I make up words, I'm like Shakespeare.
That's true.
Yeah.
He let out a chuckle. A chuckle?
Those were the best of times. I'm sorry, don't mind me, officer. I was just thinking back on my high school days.
My friends got murdered.
He's like, she's fucking crazy. Sorry, I just thought of a really funny joke.
Yeah. Okay, I should call that guy.
Yeah, I just remembered a really funny Simpsons gag.
No, there were more.
He looked down at the ground.
We killed them. As many as we could.
You killed the Psychopaths? The boy licked his lips. He began to cry.
They ripped my girlfriend to shreds! They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my god!
He yelled.
Didn't they say there was more than one? More than one person?
Yeah, he said there were more, yeah.
Yeah, but like so far, this dude's acting like everyone else is dead. They killed my friends!
He was hysterical. I pulled out my radio. I need evac for survivors. I spoke into the radio. At the University of California.
Living it up in the University of California.
Such a lovely place, such a lovely... The boy began to speak. He's already been speaking.
No one else but him and Theodore have spoken.
Yeah. They said a group of survivors. Like,
everyone else.
I mean, if you're walking away from a murder or multi-murder or your self-defense, you killed a bunch of psychopaths or whatever.
It just so happens that all of the survivors...
You run into a cop, and the cop is like, what's going on? And someone starts to explain, you kind of just let him go, you know? You're like,
no,
well,
it just so happens that, like, all the people who survived, except for this guy, were part of the college's fucking American Sign Language class.
Oh.
So, like, they don't know. They just see him talking to someone. They don't know what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah,
but they're just going along with it.
That makes a lot more sense than what's written on the page.
You can't see it, but they're just frantically signing, what the fuck?
Yeah. What is going on? And everyone's just like, I'm sorry, I don't know sign language.
I'm sorry, I failed my sign language class. I'm sorry.
I know tree, bread, and Santa Claus.
I remember how to do some of the shapes, but I like the signs, but I don't know what they mean. I'm sorry.
I know sign language, and he's like doing the jerking off motion.
Yeah.
I know this, and he's holding up a middle finger.
Yeah, it's like, I got a little bit of cold, hard sign language for you. Save yourself. Go fuck yourself.
The boy began to speak. Did you read that?
The boy began to speak.
She's locked up.
I turned to him. You have been speaking to him. You're... Okay.
Yeah, well, he probably looked away to speaking to his radio.
Okay, whatever.
I guess. I don't know.
Where? The boy didn't answer my question.
Asshole. We killed them all. We killed almost all of them, but not her. She's locked up. It's like in Skyrim where, like, you walk away from someone mid-dialogue, and so, like, you have to talk to them again and go through the whole fucking dialogue tree.
Yeah. Where? The boy began to laugh.
She's going to kill us. She's fucking crazy.
He laughed. All his friends are dead. He said they killed my friend. His friends only stared at him. The helicopter arrived and landed in front of us. If this was a possibility, why didn't they just helicopter him in?
I love how this is supposed to be. This is like supposed to be like Theodore's job and no one else, but there's like people on standby, just like watching from a distance.
Yeah. People with radios who have helicopters and probably guns and stuff. Like, why not helicopter in some new supplies for Theo?
Yeah.
Well, how about? I mean, why is it? Sorry. These people are walking away from what's going on at the university after having killed all the psychopaths at 10:40 at night.
Yeah, it's taken Theodore this long to kill 2 psychopaths.
Yeah.
And they killed an entire university full of them with presumably, like, I don't know, at best, a couple handguns that they got from university security.
Yeah, right? Or, like, they may have fashioned some weapons out of, like, you snap
sporting equipment.
You get some yeah, right? But, like, they managed to do it. And also... Well, I mean, to be fair, they're humans and he's a chipmunk, so...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's at most, like, 2'11".
Yeah.
So he can wield the guns.
The reason they need Theo to do all this is because it would be animal cruelty to have a human...
Yeah. Yeah. It's like how in the world of fossil fighters, the Vivosaurs are considered sporting equipment, so it's not... Right. They don't get charged with animal cruelty.
Right, exactly. The helicopter arrived and landed in front of us. I turned to the boy. Okay, now he's definitely still... Okay, whatever. Where is she? I yelled over the propellers. The boy laughed. He boarded the helicopter. A girl wearing a torn blue windbreaker approached me.
We locked her in the culinary room. It's on the 2nd floor.
There's one culinary room and there's one building for the University of California.
Yeah. It's like the fucking
building. Like,
yeah,
the University of fucking Sumer. It's a fucking mud hut.
God, like the University of California is so like fucking under budgeted. They only have one building and one kitchen.
No. Yeah. No.
I mean, it's basically, like you said, it's a Minecraft building. You go upstairs, and on the 2nd floor, there's one room.
Chipmunks.
Well, yeah, that's true. But it's got, like, it's got its potion-making stand over there, and the enchanting table over there. Yeah. That's it. That's the whole room.
Oh, shit. Did Yella go to this? That's where he learned to make potions.
You know what? I think so.
He never did make you that shrinking potion.
Now he's a Minecraft witch, actually. He graduated and is now a Minecraft witch.
Like after like the steel donut ended, like Yellow went like seclude himself in like a fucking swamp.
He's just like throwing like leg of frog, hair of cat, wing of bat, double toil and trouble.
Yeah, and he says, I nodded. She grabbed my shoulder.
Should we want to voice this girl?
Oh yeah. She's fucking crazy.
She turned and boarded the helicopter. The pilot gave me a salute and flew off. It became dead silent.
I like how the author just beat us over the head with the fact that Brittany is now crazy.
Brittany is crazy. She's insane. She's hysterical.
Not where she is, just that she's crazy. That's all.
No, they said where she is. They said they boarded her up in the one.
They said it. The guy didn't feel like it was necessary.
The dude was just happy to be leaving.
Yeah, I guess. I looked up at the building. Some windows had been smashed, and there was blood on the walls on the outside. I grabbed my gun and entered the building. Presumably the blood is on the walls on the ground floor.
No, it's all over the fucking place.
The whole building.
The chipmunks, they can climb.
Oh man, that's crazy. The inside was littered with bodies, those of the students and faculty. I made my way to the stairs. Going up, I thought. I remembered the man in the elevator. I gagged as I made my way up the stairs. So who's the guy in the elevator he's talking about?
It was a dead body that he found in the hospital elevator.
And he thought to himself, going up, like a silly joke.
And he didn't want to go into the elevator because of that.
That's fair, I guess.
Just side tangent. I remember I was walking on my campus back to my dorm room, and I saw a little chipmunk. And I thought, oh, it's just like Alvin. And then the chipmunk just went into the sewer.
Huh.
I don't know why, but I think that's really funny. And I want to bring it up during a chipmunk story. And we only have like 3 planned.
Well. Wow.
What was he doing in there? Eating shit?
Probably.
They're not very smart animals. I'll say that. Chipmunks are not very intelligent.
They're not.
No. They're cute as hell, though.
Yeah.
Until they start to sing.
Or eat babies.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. I wonder if you can get them to sing at just the right frequency, they'll explode. That's what Nikola Tesla wanted to do, right? If I create just the right frequency, I'll make every chipmunk on Earth explode.
That's some real bad science. The upstairs hallway was surprisingly clear, aside from a few bloodstains on the walls. I made my way down the hall, checking rooms that had the word culinary on it. So, just to remind everybody, this is a university which has one building. It has a gate out front, but it has one building. And inside, there are at least 2 floors. We can say there are more floors. Yeah. But each floor has one hallway.
It's a shoebox.
And he just has the word culinary written on some of the
What a
doors.
Scary word.
Ooh.
The room was he loves food.
Yeah. The room was at the end of the hall. As I approached, I heard clanging of pots and pans, and yells of a voice that could only be hers. It was Brittany. I held my gun readily. You didn't have your gun ready. I held my gun readily, and I slowly opened the door. The room was silent as the door creaked open. Brittany was on the other side of the room, her back to me. Her body shook as if she were stirring something.
How fucking vigorously is she stirring something that her whole body is shaking?
Maybe she's trying to maybe it's a big cauldron like a witch.
Oh yeah, I mean she's in the potion class. She's in the potion class.
Yeah, right. I cocked my gun. She whirled around suddenly. Her hair was a complete mess, and mascara was running down her cheeks as if she had been crying.
I know you,
she said. She continued to stir the spoon in pan. The pan made a clinking sound, clearly indicating that there was nothing in it.
I know you,
she repeated. She pulled what she was stirring out of the pan. It was a large knife, not a spoon. And
like I had said, fuck you. Also, it's gone from Skyrim to Oblivion now, because now they're just repeating their idle dialogue.
Yeah.
This game sucks.
I think Oblivion's dialogue system I still like more than Skyrim's dialogue.
Oh yeah, but I'm just talking about how
there's something it's all so artificial, right?
Oh yeah.
But it's still endearing to me that they're like, have you heard news from the other provinces?
Yeah,
go bother someone else.
And then they just repeat.
Goodbye.
Have you heard news? And then it's just repeat that conversation all across the entire city.
It's great. I love it.
I just wish the rest of Oblivion was as funny.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there are a lot of things in Oblivion that are real jank.
Oh yeah. But I have a hard time getting into the game itself.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I've tried.
Oblivion's my favorite of the Elder Scrolls
I have
games.
tried on 3 different occasions to get into it, and I spend about a day, and I can't get into it. I tried Morrowind too, couldn't get into it.
Morrowind was harder for me.
Fucking Arena and Daggerfall. It's like a fucking what the hell is going on? Why do I look like my door got smashed? I had
old games have it's like the modern game conventions we get so used to, and then you go back and play older games, and it's like
we're spoiled.
Yeah, we're really spoiled.
So Skyrim is really the only Elder Scrolls game I can really get into. I haven't played online. Don't really want to.
Online was all right. I played it for a bit, but I'm just not that into MMOs. So if you like MMOs, then you might like it.
Anyway.
And pointed it at me.
I know you.
She repeated for a third time. I know, Brittany, I said. She laughed at the sound of her name. Her laughing ceased instantly and was replaced by a sob. Can you, real quick, can you laugh and then instantly stop laughing? That wasn't instant enough. That was, you paused. Even faster, instantly. Even fast, instant. Yeah, like that.
Video game pain sound effect.
Yeah.
It's like how like in video games, like women's pain sounds sound like eerily dirty.
I mean, I don't know about eerily, but yeah.
Eerily, I don't know. Maybe there's some like greater greater force at play here that I'm just too stupid to understand.
I think that greater force is your own libido. You're saying more about yourself than you're saying about anybody else.
Probably, I am way too horny.
She began to cry, the mascara flowing once again.
Fuck, what was it? Why did you break my heart, John?
She asked me.
Donut like, donut read. It's a three-way crossover.
I'm Theodore. She stopped crying and smiled. She began to stir again.
I think I am Theodore, and I think of the Neil Breen movie. I am here now.
Was that a? Oh man, I haven't seen that one. Is that?
It's the one where he plays like super alien cyborg Jesus.
Isn't that all of his movies?
Well, yes, but this one he is just straight up an alien cyborg Jesus.
Okay.
And he's in the desert, and there's a bunch of doll heads on the ground for no reason. Like, not even he knows. He just put them there. He just put them there because he... It is. It's probably my favorite of the Neil Breen movies. Because it's
I
just...
haven't seen a Neil Breen film in a long time.
I love him. I love them all. He's a true auteur.
Uh-huh. I believe he's on the autistic spectrum. I shouldn't say that joke. That's mean.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
We're autistic. It's fine. We give you the pass.
I'm not, so I shouldn't be saying shit like that.
Don't worry, Bob. I wanted to make the joke.
Okay, well, that's actually even that is not really an original joke. That's kind of a ripoff of the IT Crowd. There's that I think I can't remember who it was who says it, but somebody says he's on the artistic spectrum.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who said it, but anyway. She stopped crying and smiled. She began to stir again.
Wait, I know you.
Brittany!
Would you like a turtle?
She asked. I took a step back. She really was fucking crazy.
She's off the fucking chain. She offered me a turtle.
Turtle? Ah!
The horror.
No, Brittany.
You sure? Did you hear the noise of trying to capture Solstein? I make a mean batch of cookies.
She placed the pot down and examined the knife. She bent over and picked up an apple off the floor. She began to peel the skin off of it with the knife.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. She used to be the best. Now she's dead on the floor.
Brittany snorted at her rhyme. She threw the apple across the room. It hit the window and smashed it. Brittany began to sob again. I stared at her, bewildered. This insanity is too much.
Actual insanity.
I pointed my gun at her. I have to put her out of her misery. Am I misremembering? Didn't in an earlier chapter he said he had to not hesitate?
Yeah.
So all this is not hesitation.
No, this is not this isn't hesitating. This is waiting to see what they do next.
Right. Which is different
Totally
from hesitating.
Different.
Yeah, different in the sense that hesitating is when you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't do it immediately. And this is he's actively choosing to stand there and watch her be crazy.
Huh, this is neat. Oh
Yeah.
shit, this isn't a movie.
Yeah, basically. Oh, I'm the main character.
Fuck.
She saw me pointing the gun at her and stopped crying.
Would you... Wait, I know you.
Her face turned red, and she suddenly bared her teeth. She gave a shriek and charged at me. The knife high over her head. One shot. I pulled the trigger. Click.
Fuck.
The movie. Click.
Brittany fucking... He pulls out the remote, uses fast forward to age Brittany 1 billion years.
Great.
And she turns to ash.
I love it. I was out of ammo. I must have wasted it all at the hospital, and I didn't check because I'm an idiot. Brittany flew at me with the knife. I jumped out of the way, but she managed to slice my arm. I fell to the floor on my back. Brittany ran at me again with fury in her eyes. When she got close, I lifted my foot up and kicked her in the stomach.
I also changed tenses.
Yeah, it caught up. It caught up to the present.
That's his stand. You know, he used the remote.
Yeah. He used the remote from Click to make the story's narration catch up to the present.
Yeah.
And now you know how we got here.
He moved Brittany forward in time so his foot would collide with her.
Damn. You know, I bet... Oh, excuse me. I bet somebody could make a really cool Mugen character with Adam Sandler from Click, where he, does crazy shit about, teleporting around the battlefield and stuff.
Have you heard of Relax Alex? He's like a Nintendo YouTuber, but he also did a video about, describing how Adam Sandler from the movie Click is, one of the most powerful fictional characters of all time, and described in detail how he could beat, 3 specific JoJo villains, Dio, Kira, and Diavolo.
Yeah, that's not surprising. I can see that.
Which, it just happens they all have, time powers.
Yeah. Oof is her line.
Oof! Why won't you die?
You're really leading into the her being in Oblivion.
Yes, because I think it's really funny.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good bit. She let out as she fell backwards. The knife flew from her hands and to the other side of the room. She got into a fetal position and began to sing.
Oh, God.
Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee.
She snorted and laughed. I sat up on my elbows. She looked over at me.
How do you do that?
Sit up on your elbows?
Yeah.
So he's fallen
he's
on the
leaning.
floor on his back. So he's leaning up and then using his elbows to prop his...
I don't know why, but I was picturing him lying on his stomach with his elbows resting his head on his chin, on his hand.
I mean,
he's kicking his feet back and forth.
That could be kind of cute.
writing about boys or girls, either or both,
or whatever,
or neither.
Maybe
he's writing about food.
Yeah, he's probably writing about food. You're right. He's singing about fucking a lasagna later.
He's like that Elmer Fudd song from the Looney Tunes show where he talks about how much he wants to eat a grilled cheese in a really sexual way.
Fucking Garfield American Pie parody. Holy shit.
Dude.
American Garf.
Oh God. That's a good idea. I want to see that now. I just want that to exist now.
I don't know fucking shit about American Pie other than I think he fucks a pie at some point.
He does. Yeah, he does fuck a pie at some point.
That's all I know about that fucking movie.
Because somebody says that having sex is like pussy is like an apple pie, and so he sees an apple pie and he decides he's gonna try fucking it.
And you think by the title of the movie, it would be the last thing they would show, but no, it's right in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. It's not at the beginning. It's not like an event that sets the course of the rest of the movie. It's just one...
it's the most memorable scene in the movie.
It's the most memorable scene in the movie, and the other thing about it is that the whole point of titling it American Pie, in my interpretation, I don't know this for sure, but from my perspective, it was that it was supposed to be this is sort of pure Americana, right? Like it's a parody of American culture itself.
Yeah,
and
like
so it's as American as apple pie, right?
Yeah.
And so it's American pie.
Sticking like a 1911 handgun up your asshole and firing it.
Yeah, as American as that.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, what they did to me to help me get into high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they fired blanks.
Yeah. And now I fire blanks.
Yeah. That's not an issue for you, is it?
What?
Nothing.
No, that's just a joke.
It's a joke. Bump nards.
She stood up and charged. Did I skip something?
I don't know.
I sat up on my elbows. She looked over to me.
Fuck, where is it? She looked over. Wait, I know you.
God,
have you heard of the IL?
Stop saying this. She stood up and charged me again. I did not have time to react.
Works.
Even though she spent the time to stand up, I mean, you did have time.
She fucking stunting on him.
She jumped on top of me and grabbed the frying pan that sat next to me on the ground. So you could have grabbed the frying pan. There are so many things you could have done, but you sat there up on your elbows.
He failed the QTE.
Yeah, he absolutely failed the
Telltale Games.
Yeah.
Brittany will remember that.
Yeah. She began to beat me in the chest with it. I grabbed her hands and shoved her off of me. She fell back and hit her head on the drawer.
Oh! Magpie!
She yelled as she held her head. She
Is this a
turned
reference
to me.
Something?
I don't know.
I think we're gonna find out.
It's a reference to American Pie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What have you done with my magpie?
She yelled. She lunged at me again. I rolled over and crawled to the knife. My fingers were inches from it when she jumped onto my back.
I know you.
She yelled as she beat my head with what I think was a whisk. What the hell?
Like an egg whisk.
Yeah, like an egg beater.
Oh,
An egg
next line.
You killed Alvin and my sister.
How did she know that?
How could she have known that? I shook my body with all my might, but she would not fall off of me.
Don't worry, Mr. Meme. The author acknowledged it, so that means you can't criticize him for it.
Yeah, it's not lampshading if they don't admit it's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, so
they just recognize that it's stupid.
Yeah. It's like blink, blink, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, it's like I use meta humor, so that means they don't have to be a good writer.
I don't think this is meta anything. I think they plan on explaining it somehow.
I'm not saying it's meta humor. I'm just listing my grievances with bad meta humor.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
You're not going to kill anyone else. I keep forgetting the bit.
She screamed. I rolled over and bought her around and under me. I pinned her down and stared at her face. She struggled, but could not get out from under me.
Because I'm fat.
Yeah.
Get it out. Get it out of your systems now. Murderer!
Brittany screamed. I punched her in the jaw.
Have you heard of the High Elves? BAD spells bad.
Oh my god. I punched her again and again until she grew silent. Then I kept punching. After a few minutes, I stood up. Brittany was dead. She had the life beat out of her.
Now on that 3 explanation points.
I guess, yeah. Is this our hero?
Something police brutality joke.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's just, she, as far as we know, like, they said she's crazy, and she's clearly unwell. But besides attacking Theo, we didn't see her do anything.
Well, we have, according to the college students, she did kill the entire campus.
Yeah, you mean the entire building.
Entire building, which is the campus.
Which is the campus. Yeah. I grabbed a towel and wiped the blood off of my knuckles. I grabbed the knife and tucked it into my belt. I would need it since I couldn't use my gun anymore. I mean, you can if you get ammo. At least he didn't throw away the gun. But I don't think grabbing a knife and tucking it into your belt is a smart move. If you don't have like a a sheath. You shouldn't just tuck a knife into your belt.
Yeah. Also, like, unrelated, I don't know why, but I've just always imagined the campus just looks like the fucking Sierra Madre Casino from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, it stands, it looms over the rest of the fucking town. It has, like, this deadly, rusty mist around it.
Man, I gotta go back and play that again.
The thing is with me is I've played Fallout New Vegas so many times. I've done just about everything you can do. I don't really have fun playing it anymore.
That's fair. I've done that too with games. I've played a lot of games like that.
I peaked with my unarmed run and I beat the shit out of all of Quarry Junction with just a fucking power fist.
I did that with Skyrim. I don't enjoy Skyrim anymore pretty much at all, because eventually I got to the point where I was playing on Legendary and I was playing on the hard, whatever the hardest difficulty is. I think it's Legendary, and I was doing an unarmed build with like a Khajiit punch build, and I was a punch cat, and I wasn't min-maxing it even. Like, I was just I was actually role-playing it. So I had a set of mods installed that made it so you couldn't fast travel without dragon souls, and you couldn't wait. And so I also had like sleep and food needs and wetness and cold and all that stuff. And so I was keeping a diary in character for my punch cat. And
was that his name?
No, he had a name. I don't remember what it was, but I have the document on Google Docs. But I was keeping a diary in character of his journey, and I was traveling in real time from place to place. And it was pretty cool, but that was like the last playthrough I did, because after that I was like, after I started punching dragons to death, I was like,
his name was Scarfield.
No, I don't. I name my characters like lore-friendly names. I always do.
I always name my character.
It really takes me out of the game if I see something like Scarfield or Guarfield. Like if you were.
I only ever play Argonians, and I always name them something stupid like Sliznar, the barely competent.
Ooh, wow!
It's just funny to me.
What about a Rizzard?
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 I haven't thought of that.
I think a Rizzard he's an Argonian and he's a mage.
Yeah.
So it's a lizard wizard Riz double punch.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Rizzard.
Yeah, he's a Rizzard because he's got Riz as a lizard and he uses Riz in his magic.
Yeah. He has a really high speechcraft too.
Yeah, exactly. He's a Rizzard.
Yes. God damn, this is making me want to play Skyrim again. Fuck. Or
yeah, go
Oblivion.
for it, dude. Tell me how the Rizzard build goes.
Fuck yeah.
High persuasion, high magic. I think probably you want to be like an illusion mage.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
Last time I did a magic build in Skyrim, I was a destruction mage, which
fucking
I killed everything.
I tried with mods. I did a fun conjuration build, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the base game really lets you be really delved. Like the vanilla game doesn't really let you delve into the other schools of magic without dipping into destruction at least a little bit, and that's kind of disappointing to me.
Or like with conjuration, conjure sword.
Yeah, you conjure a sword, and then you conjure an Atronach, and then you're just stabbing people again. And it's like, I could just be wielding a sword if I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
If there was ways to change the way your conjuration works or something, it might be more interesting to me. And then the other kind, you can't. In base game, there's no restoration spells that you can use to hurt people. There's no alteration spells that you can use.
There's I think the closest thing to that is the life drain ability you get from vampires.
Right, and so it's that's not interesting to me.
Yeah,
you really do have to mod the game to get some flexibility like that.
That is probably if I really sat down and tried to get into Oblivion or Morrowind, I would probably enjoy the magic system in that more. But it just I don't know.
There was some real silly stuff you could do in Oblivion with spell making.
You can make spells.
Oh yeah, there was full spell crafting, and if you had any spell ability, like or anything as a spell effect, you could use it in your spell crafting. So like you could combine things in weird ways. Like you could do if you did 1 point of damage health, and then like 1,000 points of bolster, what's fortify ability, you could make it a touch spell that you cast on someone else and it boosts their stats, or you could do it vice versa. So like you could simultaneously be doing like negative effects on yourself that boost your stats or boost your other things. It was weird. One of the things I used, here's a fun fact for if you ever try Oblivion again. I used to get the sigil stone for speed, and then enchant all my get a full set of weightless clothing and enchant it with the speed stuff, and then also cast spells on myself to make myself faster. And doing so, you could go so fast, not only did you take damage from running into hills, but you could kill deer by running into them.
Fucking A-Train and the boys.
Yeah, it was so funny the first time I did it too, because I'm running at supersonic speed, getting to the Imperial City, and I just hear the sound of a deer, and I don't even see him on screen because his body flips away from me. And I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I turn around, and he's flying through the air. I was like, "Okay, sorry, didn't mean to do that."
I don't know how much of that is going to stay in.
Yeah, it's just something to try. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Meme.
I examined my cut and then wrapped a towel around it. I took one last look at Brittany, half expecting her to begin singing again. She remained where she was, lifeless. I wiped my nose with my hand and gave a nod. After exiting the building, I pulled out the paper and read the next destination. So that memory really had nothing to do with it, except that they were at school. Oh, we lost him. He's dead.
No, I'm
he's
here.
back.
I just you guys were like talking about Oblivion.
No, Spooky disappeared for a second.
Oh.
Get schooled. It really does just mean they're at a school.
Yes.
Okay. I walked on to the the planetarium. I knew who was next. This job wasn't getting easier. As I walked on to the planetarium, I began to hum. My humming turned to singing. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I know there is a tune to this song. I just don't know what the tune is, and I don't care.
I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee.
What the hell is that from?
I don't know.
I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. That doesn't seem like the lyrics. It rained all night the day I left. The weather, it was dry. The sun so hot, I froze to death. Susanna, don't you cry.
Boo, play Wonderwall.
I just want to let you both know that I had enough time to go and take a piss while you guys were talking about fucking Skyrim and Oblivion.
You guys want to know a fun fact about Connor?
Yeah.
From the SDC? So I lived with Connor. This is related to you pissing. So Connor is the fastest pisser in the West.
Oh.
We were sitting down to watch a bad movie one night, and before the movie started, he said, "Hold on, I gotta pee." And we were like, "Okay, cool." And I knew he was fast at pissing, so I timed him. And I knew he was gonna have to, so I had it ready to go, and I hit start. And the time it took for him to get up from the couch, dash to the bathroom. I won't say he walked. He dashed there, and then I heard him pee, flush the toilet, wash his hands, come back out with a paper towel to dry his hands, and he sat down. He was done in 9 seconds.
Damn.
It's like the sound of him pissing is like it's a split second of the sound of a fire hose.
No, it was like he was peeing. Like it sounded like a full stream
of pee, and then it stopped, and then the flushing happened while the sink was turning on, and he washed his hands, and I heard the soap dispenser, and then he grabbed a paper towel, and everything was like, he turned it off while he was grabbing the paper towel. He was fast. He's the fastest pisser I've ever met. 9 seconds.
He leaned over to the sink, washed his hands, lifted his foot up to like activate the handle.
Yeah. He used his big dick to swipe at the handle to turn it on. You know,
he used his foot to like activate the soap
and then
dispenser.
it whips around and turns on the sink.
He's Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's Mr. Fantastic with his wing wong.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Chapter 5, Twinkle Twinkle.
Little bitch.
My walk to the planetarium wasn't a long one. As I sang and walked, I thought long about my brother, Simon, the smartest of all three of us. He grew up to be what he longed to be. A scientist and astronomer. Line break. The 6 of us were laid back, staring up at the stars. It was silent and peaceful. As the stars twinkled above us, Simon did his usual spiel, pointing to the constellations and naming them for us.
Mr. Reem, do you want to be Simon?
Yeah. That's Orion's belt. Look right there.
He said in wonder.
And if you look over there, you can see Pegasus, shining in all its glory.
When he was staring at the stars, he was the happiest boy alive. We were all 10 years old at the time. How is he your older brother?
No, like, because those chipmunks are born in litters.
I guess that's true, yeah. Laying on the grass in our backyard with the chip.
And Dave had to breastfeed all of them.
Yeah. That's why he has so many nipples.
Where's Dave in all this, by the way?
No.
I haven't...
Fuck him. No, that's the reason why Theodore is so small. Like, Alvin and Simon would, like, push him out of the way so he didn't get as much nutrients.
I guess, yeah.
And then the Chipmunks came later.
We were all 10 years old at the time, laying on the grass in our backyard with the Chipettes and staring starstruck, so to speak.
I see what you did there.
And see that really shiny one? That's not a star at all. That's Venus.
I really hate it when people describe stars and planets as shiny, because, like, shiny to me is a thing that describes, like, a surface. Like, you have to be able to see the surface of a thing to be able to see how shiny it is. Yeah. It's bright. Bright is a better, like, that's a very bright object in the sky. But unless you're, like, seeing a reflection on it, I don't see how that's shiny.
Go for the russet. This is small potatoes.
I guess. I don't know. That's just a real... I just don't like it.
A pet peeve?
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. Simon chuckled.
That's his name.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that a gassy hunk of rock can shine so beautifully?
Venus
isn't gaseous.
It's a hunk of rock. It's got gas on it, so maybe that's what he's talking about.
Maybe.
You know,
oh my god.
You know, us gods call it the fart planet.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, God calls it the fart planet. That's in the Bible, actually.
Yeah.
Exodus.
In Exodus, they describe this. They list off the planets. They go Mercury, Fartistan, Earth, Mars, and we all go, what? What was that? It was called what? Fartistan.
That's why, like, the Greeks changed it to, or the Romans
changed it to Venus. Yeah.
Venus. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, the Greek god that he was named after is all, he's like, ooh, did I do that? And it's like, god damn it.
Venus is like Aphrodite.
Yeah, well, she's like, oops, parp. And everyone goes, god damn it, Aphrodite.
Except Jupiter, who's like,
oh yeah, I love that.
In the beginning. Ooh, rip ass.
And then God said, "Let there be brap."
Yeah, let there be brap. Oh wait, isn't that a Family Guy joke? Like the Big Bang was God lighting a fart on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. My wife does this impression of me, which is basically she just talks in this weird voice, and she described the voice once as, she said, I sound like a cloud that smells its own farts. And I was like, God damn, you didn't have to cut me so deep. Shit.
How would you describe your wife? How your wife talks?
Oh, she's just very small and cute.
Yeah,
she's very nice. I don't have a mean thing to say about her.
Like a little squeaky toy.
Yeah, because I can say only honest things about her, and she'll tell me that I'm lying. Like, I say she's small and cute, and she'll be like, I'm not cute, and I'm big.
Blink twice if you're being held at gunpoint.
I'm not being held at gunpoint. She's not even in the same state as me right now.
Oh, okay.
Same state of matter, because I'm a cloud.
Yeah, because you're gaseous.
Anyway. He reached up, as if attempting to touch the stars.
And science has only come so far. Why, in a few years, we might even discover a new planet or two. Or life. Life on distant planets.
Okay. The jury's still out on the life thing. Don't we discover new planets, like, all the time?
I mean, I don't think he's talking, like, he's pointing at stars in the sky. You're not going to discover a new planet in the sky, visible to the naked eye.
Yeah, but, like, we discover a new it's like, okay, it's not like a daily or a weekly thing, but, like, we discover new planets semi-frequently.
Yeah, relatively frequently. But again, he's talking about a new planet or two. I think he's talking about within the solar system, which is like
Planet X. That's where
gonna happen.
No. There's Planet X right behind fucking Jupiter. That's where fucking King Ghidorah lives.
There was a fucking. I remember hearing about a conspiracy theory that there was a Planet X that, like, Nibiru, that was perfectly opposite to the Earth on the other side of the sun.
I'm pretty sure that's a fucking Godzilla reference.
No. These people believed it for real as, like, a thing. And they were saying, like, it's, like, a real thing, and that if you look at the sun a certain way, and you, like, during an eclipse, you can see it poking out behind the sun. And I was like, you're insane.
That is eerily similar, because at least in the original Godzilla movies, Planet X... It
wouldn't surprise me if the Godzilla stuff was based on some kind of, like...
Maybe.
They didn't come up with the name Nibiru themselves. They got that from somewhere, so I'm pretty sure they both have a common source.
And Godzilla is literally called Planet X, and the aliens that are from there are called Zillions. Like X-Aliens. And that's where King Ghidorah is from.
Oh. I should really watch those old Godzilla movies.
Oh, yeah, they're a lot of fun. If you can get past, like, the occasional bit of brown face.
Yeah. He was speculated. I think that means he's wearing his glasses.
Oh yeah, it's speculated. That's what it means.
I smiled. Simon thought big. I mean, all I saw was a bunch of shiny dots. But through his eyes, through his glasses, he saw a world of discovery. This is so... That says so... Y'all are both so sad. Both you, Theodore and Simon, are both so fucking sad.
Yeah, it's like Simon is like, I hate my life on this world. I hope I can reincarnate and join Xenu or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. My brother has his master's in astrophysics, and his big takeaway from studying stars and astrophysics, his big takeaway at the end of it all was, nobody needs any of this shit. At all. Nobody gets anything out of studying that shit. And I was like, that has to be the least... Like, what? He's like, nobody should be wasting their time looking at the fucking sky.
That'd be a funny gag on a TV show.
That's real. That's really what he told me.
The more I learn about your brother, the more I think he's just a fucking cartoon character.
I mean, I should be clear. When we were in the Steel Donut and stuff, I would tell stories about my brother. And those are all stuff in the past. And as he's gotten older, just like me, he's chilled out quite a lot. And he's a pretty normal, nice dude.
I bet. But it's
so,
just
like, you know, people meet him and think that he's going to be this wacky, crazy guy who's going to, like, kill them. And he's not. He's a really chill dude now. But there was a whole section of my life where he was insane.
Well, yeah, having your Pokemon game stolen as a kid will do that to you.
Yeah, he got Joker-fied by having his Pokemon game stolen and then chose to hit me with his car 3 times.
Yeah, you were Batman. He was Joker.
I don't think I was Batman. I think I was just a guy. I'm just some dude nearby.
You were like, fuck, okay, in The Dark Knight, it was Joker that was gonna hit Batman with the car, right? That was the scene? That's what was playing in your brother's head as he was flying down the highway.
Yeah. Or no, Batman was going to hit Joker with the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going, hit me. And I'm like standing on the side of the road and I get hit with the bike.
You're like fucking with like a fucking the timer thing. You put the cord in. It's like, is it ready? And like you step off the curb just a little bit.
Yeah, and then A-Train comes running through me.
Yeah, and you get fucking, and he hits you with a car, and you get sent 20 feet into the fucking air, spinning around.
I mean, imagine showing that scene from the boys to somebody, and you see A-Train run through them, and they pause, and they go, well, that was kind of her fault, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, she should have been on the sidewalk, though.
Yeah. They're like, fucking...
She walked right out into the bicycle lane. That could have happened with anybody.
Yeah, fucking... Bicycles are the #1 cause of death in America.
Yeah. Right behind, or right in front of, gun violence and heart attacks.
Yeah. And superheroes.
Yeah, and superheroes. He held up his arms once more.
It's so close. I could grasp it.
For some reason, my brain said... I thought that my brain made me think that said, it's so close I could taste it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Theodore?
Yeah, taste the stars, taste the rainbow, that kind of thing.
Theodore becomes Galactus.
And I will.
His smile had faded.
One day, I am going to help mankind. I am going to invent something that will change the world.
He closed his eyes, absorbing the atmosphere.
No! It's Galactus!
Yeah. He opened his mouth and inhaled the atmosphere.
I don't know why, but that sounds like a fetish.
Yeah.
Like I could picture like a DeviantArt picture of Simon opening his mouth up real wide and just sucking all the air out and inflating into a big balloon.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like somebody's fetish.
I don't know why my fucking brain has cursed me with that image. I should get a lobotomy.
You know, I think we should all get a lobotomy.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
a star shot across the sky.
It hit the earth.
Mm-hmm.
If only.
Make a wish! That's what he sounded like as a child.
Yeah.
I said. He opened his eyes in time to see the star before it faded into the night. He looked to Jeanette, then back up at the sky, then back at Jeanette, then back up at the sky. He closed his eyes.
The sky was now diamonds.
Yeah. He opened his eyes, smiled, and took a deep breath. He spoke.
Let's hope the star heard.
Yeah. Let's hope. I stopped singing and looked up at the large dome I had arrived at. I looked at the sign in front of the building. It read, South Cali Planetarium / Observation Tower and Science Research Station.
I assume this is not a real place.
This isn't. I'm guessing what he means to say is the Griffith Observatory.
Aren't like most observatories placed like really high up on like really high elevations to maximize what they can see?
Exactly, yeah. To avoid
I would not put one in California. Clouds, yeah. I would not put one in. Because, like, I know not all of California is
No, Griffith Observatory is an active observatory in the LA area, even. But it's up on a mountain.
This isn't LA. This is, like, South Carolina, so it's probably mostly flat desert.
This is California. University of California.
It said South Cali.
Yeah. LA's in South Cali. That's why I think he means Griffith Observatory. He just doesn't know what the fuck it's called.
But it's not in Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know. Yeah,
it's a chipmunk observatory. It's in a tree.
Yeah, it's in a tree.
It's a birdhouse.
What a mouthful. I headed up the steps to the large building.
I know,
it was one big room. Oh my god. This was going to be easy. Or was it? So far, this night was not easy at all.
Now I know how it feels to be a TV dinner.
I looked... yeah, cooked. I looked at my watch. It was 1:15 midnight. If it's midnight, then why does it start a new day?
What?
I chuckled at my own corny joke.
I was joking! I was fucking joking with the stupid John McClane shit. Come on.
But John McClane's not this dumb. What the shit was that?
Yeah, he's less John McClane, more Max Vincent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, crap eater. That's what he says when he shoots Eleanor.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Simon, as far as we know, had not created his device to change mankind. He had, however, developed a new plant. Discovered. That was my mistake. He
gave Earth a new moon.
Yeah. He had, however, discovered a new planet in 2018. Yes, that's right. A new planet. Right outside the solar system was a small purple planet. After much thought, he decided to name the planet Sintaku.
Sintaku?
I think that's Indonesian for something, which the first time we read this on like the DLDR server, I was like, oh my god, ARC reference, Yoi Mune, Indonesia.
It means love.
Oh yeah, I think they say that later.
Planet love, okay.
What language is this?
Indonesian.
I think it's Indonesian, yeah.
Okay.
Why Indonesian of all languages, I don't know. Not that it's a bad language, it's just a really random pick.
I mean, if it's the author's native language, maybe, but like,
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just likes the sound of the word Sintaku. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't even know. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. No. He never told us what it meant. Whenever one of us asked, especially Jeanette, he would only smile.
You're like, magician never reveals the secrets.
He gets like a nosebleed every time.
He gets a burst of blood vessel in his eyes. He falls over, dies an hour, comes back to life.
I reached the large steel doors. A sign hung that read, "Authorized personnel only." I chuckled and opened the doors slowly.
Authorized this personnel, and he grabs his junk.
Yeah. I pulled out the knife I had collected and slowly walked into a large room. The first thing I noticed was the smell. It smelled of burnt meat. I got why
hungry.
Immediately. Yeah, I'm hungry hearing about it. To my right was a pile of burnt and charred bodies. I curled my nose at them.
What?
Curled my nose?
Like wrinkled his nose.
Yeah, curled my nose is not one of the phrases that means that, I don't think.
He meant wrinkled his nose.
You can turn up your nose or wrinkle your nose, but curled?
Yeah, like I guess
I'm familiar with the action. I'm just trying to figure out why he picked these words.
I guess because like whenever he did it, he kind of felt like his nose was curling up or something. But like that's not what it looks like. It literally just looks like it's.
Yeah. Did Simon burn them? A large telescope took up most of the center of the room. The other side of the room was dark and shady.
This is the most Batman Arkham this story gets.
Yeah, and it was difficult to see over there. I squinted into the darkness. A figure in blue stood with his back to me.
Hello, Theodore.
The figure spoke. He didn't turn around. Simon. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Simon! I said, raising my knife. I could only see his torso and head. I could not see his arms or legs, which worried me a little.
Put it down, Theodore.
He turned around and faced me. His glasses glinted.
I'm safe.
I stared him down, then slowly lowered my knife. You're not infected? He smiled.
I am.
He took a step closer to me. I still could not see his arms because of the shadow. Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, whatever.
But mine is much too advanced for this bacteria to infect me.
Are you sure about that?
I was confused. Bacteria? Simon smiled bigger.
The bacteria is called homogeneous.
I would say it's from homogeneulysis.
Homogeneulysis. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. Extholysis.
I guess. It takes over the host's mind and destroys neuron cells and causes common sense to turn to mush. The bacteria was sent into a gas and shot here. That is why some people are immune.
That doesn't
explain the immunity. That's not how. Also, that's kind of. Am I the only person who finds it kind of like a little problematic that you can be immune to something by being marked, quote unquote? Like,
yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
That has some like uncomfortable like implications.
Yeah, for sure. Also, immunity. This doesn't. His explanation doesn't.
Also, if you're infected, you're not immune.
Any sense of the immunity at all.
Again, and also, if you're infected, then you're not immune.
Yeah, that's the opposite of immune. That's already infected.
Yeah, you're just you have like a tolerance.
You could be a carrier.
You're a carrier.
Anyway, I was bewildered. You're infected, though? He nodded.
Only to an extent.
He began to pace around. I still could not see his arms. I get it. Oh my god. He doesn't have arms. This is not going to be a surprise. You've said it so many fucking times.
He's got a fucking masturbator arm.
Yeah.
He's a charger from Left 4 Dead 2.
As long as I can keep a temper, I think I'll be fine.
I looked to the charred bodies to my right.
I've been working on a cure.
You gonna eat that?
Simon turned back to the table, and I caught a glimpse of something shiny on his arm. You can see his arm?
You can? Only a little bit. Only a little bit.
You repeatedly said. I would have assumed you could see his arm if you hadn't said it 4 fucking times. That you couldn't see his arms.
Yeah, now we know something's got fucked up with his arms. He's got like
whatever.
He's got the fucking prototype claws.
I thought he didn't have arms. I thought that was going to be the big reveal, that he steps out of the shadows and he doesn't have arms.
I kind of remember what happened.
Whatever.
But I don't remember if his arms got like sliced off or something. I don't know how he'd be working if he had no arms, though. He's doing it with his teeth.
I mean, honestly, if you want to do a big reveal about like his arms have been replaced with robot arms or whatever, the way to do it is either he has sleeves that cover his arms and you just describe his outfit once and then you move on until he removes his cloak or whatever, or you describe him being in shadow and say you could only see like from his nose up. And the rest of him was silhouetted. And then you don't describe him again, just leave it there. And then when he steps out into light, you say, now I could see him fully and his arms were blah, blah, blah. You know, like, you don't have to repeat over and over. Because it's like, you're trying to set up for us a reveal, but you're giving away that a reveal is coming before we even get close.
It is. It's like, it's going to, I forgot what it. I was gonna make a joke like, oh, he doesn't have arms, but he's still able to use pick up the test tubes because he's experienced with alternative means of carrying test tubes.
Yeah, he's using his crazy kooky science to carry test tubes in a weird way up his butt or something.
yeah, that's the joke. Simon test tubes ass.
Yeah, Simon test tubes ass.
It's a bad lib.
I feel like that's the only joke we have with Simon. Like,
oh yeah, and take a picture, it will last longer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was really good.
I watched Awaken Alive for the first time like a couple of weeks ago, and like the fact that like Simon is like kills himself immediately tries to kill himself because like he got semi criticized for like the fact that he caused like a fucking zombie outbreak.
It's
Funny for me.
It's literally that green text of gets criticized once, fucking dies.
Yeah, like, dude, like, you gotta either own up to the science you do or not own up to it. Like, just pick.
Yeah.
By the way, I read this sequel to Awakened Alive, which is complete. It is so fucking insane.
It's so funny. It is so funny.
The worst ending ever.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
And
Awakened Alive has such a horrifically bad ending anyway.
I know.
The sequel also has a horrible ending.
It's just like, oh my god, is Chipmunks for Life secretly Stephen King?
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing at all.
He's high off his gacker on cocaine.
I still can't believe that Awakened Alive is like the worst story fucking Chipmunks for Life has ever wrote because it's incomprehensible.
I still feel like Bullies Get Bullied is still more like
I think Bullies Get Bullied is worse
from a grammatical perspective.
Well, yeah. I understand
like
Bullies Get Bullied more.
Really stupid. They're both ridiculously stupid, but Bullies Get Bullied is grammatically worse, which is why it ends up being worse in my opinion.
Well, with Bullies Get Bullied, I can at least understand what's happening most of the time. Waking Alive, like, shit happens, and like I don't understand why it's happening.
Bullies Get Bullied has a beginning, middle, end, and then another end.
Yeah. Awaken Alive has a beginning, middle, and then an abrupt, unprompted end. Somebody drives up, says, "Hey, get in," and then the movie ends.
Apparently, the dude who drove up is another person's OC.
Yeah.
I want to read...
Imagine telling somebody you want, like, "Hey, can you put my OC into your story?" And they're like, "Sure." And then they put them in the like last paragraph.
Last paragraph. I don't even know if they play that big a role in the sequel.
Yeah, like if I was like, "Hey, can you put my character in?" Like, they don't have to be the main character, but like if you could like put him in, that could be really cool. They'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And then they just make him like say 2 lines and then never be important again in the sequel. I'd be like,
it was a no backspace challenge.
Yeah, why the fuck would you even put my character in at that point?
It's the no backspace story. Chipmunks for Life 1 forgot he promised he was going to put that character in until the last second, and because he does the no backspace challenge, fuck.
Oh shit! I gotta
get rid of the ending I had in mind. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Jesus. Anyway.
Yeah, this has been going on for fucking ever.
Once I cure myself.
He said, fiddling with test tubes.
Up his ass.
Things will get back to normal.
He smiled.
I got a surprise for Jeanette, Theodore.
I remembered Jeanette, her body flying backwards as I shot her. Simon? He heard the tone of my voice and turned.
What? What happened to her, Theodore?
Oh my god, Theodore, you fucked it. You fucked this all up.
I looked at the ground.
This is why you're not the smart one, Theodore.
Yeah, for real. He just told you, as long as he keeps his temper low.
So just tell him, oh yeah, I killed your wife and our brother and our other...
Yeah.
And our brother's wife.
And your sister-in-law and, you know...
And which is also, like, your sister, kinda.
Yeah. I mean, hot. That's all I have to say. That's my only commentary on that.
Can I eat those now? I'm really hungry.
I looked down at the ground. Simon, she's dead. Simon's jaw dropped open.
What?
He moved backwards. I heard something whirring.
What? No, that's not true.
That's impossible!
I killed her.
Shut up, Theodore. Hi, Theodore. It's me. You're conscious. Shut the fuck up.
I made sure she suffered. Oh, why are you mad at me? Yeah.
I pulled her teeth out before I killed her.
I kicked the shit out of her.
I made her deep throat the barrel of my gun.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I don't understand why you're so upset, Simon. I had to do it. I had to beat the fuck out of her and kill her and shit.
Jock, I murdered the love of your life in the most brutal way possible.
Simon, come on, it's standard.
And you're the psycho. You're the psycho for being mad at me for killing your wife.
Simon, come on, you can't be mad at me. It's standard police procedure.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, SOP, dude. Just shoot to kill.
come on. Yeah, that's what it says on the Baltimore police cars. To protect and get sick trick shots.
Yeah. I was about to make a joke that I will make off recording.
Is it gonna get us canceled?
I don't know if it'll get you canceled. It's a joke from something from when I was in high school, so it's not great, but it's like
it's like the most in jokes.
Yeah, it's like an inside joke.
Yeah.
I'd have to explain part of it to make it make sense.
And to explain, you go in the beginning.
Yeah. So there's this guy I know, that kind of thing. Oh, you scrolled while I wasn't looking. Oh, Simon glared at me.
You what?
He turned back to the table and grabbed something. He threw it at me, and I caught a glimpse of his arm again. It was large and metallic.
Okay, so they just revealed it.
Now they're starting to do it better. If they just got rid of all like the fat stuff, I still couldn't see his arms.
Yeah,
I know.
There. Now it's too late. Now you fucked it up. You fucked it up.
I mean, he's still fucking it up, in my opinion. If you want to do a reveal of something unusual, something crazy, like robot arms or something, you should make that more of a reveal. Like, you remember when the Chuckinator had Sonic cut his arms off? That reveal was a lot slower than this.
You make it sound like Sonic had a choice in the matter.
The reason it worked there was because it was slow and methodical, and it was the focus of what was happening.
Yeah.
As opposed to this, where the dialogue is the focus, and you just keep hinting that something is coming. And it's like, just stop hinting at it. We know something's coming. Just let it come when it comes.
What I'm saying is, if this was the only other hint that they had given...
Yeah, if this was it, then I'd be like, well, that was interesting.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And then, okay.
It's not just like this little spoilers. The robot arms are just not like little things that he hides under his sleeve. It's basically like got big fucking electric gauntlets that are like the size of minivans or some shit. I don't know how the fuck he's hiding them.
He's like Mugshot from Sly Cooper. He's just walking around with his fucking fist.
It's basically the fucking Solomon Grundy fight from Arkham City.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really excited for Theodore to fuck this conversation up even more. He's picking all the wrong dialogue options.
He's doing like the fucking asshole, like evil karma run.
Yeah.
He's gonna side with Caesar's Legion after this.
Yeah. The object Simon threw at me was a small black box.
It was. I like again the fucking like ambiguity. That's like in fucking Awakened Alive. The thing Simon had.
Yeah, but at least they're gonna explain it now.
It's a box.
Open it.
He growled. I obeyed. I opened the box and found a silver ring with a small diamond in it. I stared at the small ring. Simon, were you?
Yes.
He said angrily.
I was going to ask her to marry me.
He turned back to the table. He stared down at the table.
She was infected, wasn't she?
Simon, this ring is like the perfect size to go around my cock.
Yeah, well.
God.
Yes. Simon shook his head slowly.
I could have saved her.
He growled. He turned to me and glowered at me. I didn't know, I began.
You idiot!
Baka fucker!
I could have helped her!
I heard mechanical whirring again. Simon, stay calm, I said. I didn't want him to lose his temper. I didn't know what he was capable of. Simon took a deep breath. He doesn't want him to lose his temper, okay? So watch him now fuck this conversation up even further.
Sorry.
He said.
I loved her.
He fiddled with the test tubes.
Oh no!
He's feeling nostalgic.
Everything reminds me of her.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's fucking genius. Holy crap.
Just touching the test tubes and thinking of his wife.
Like, he polishes one, get the brown off of it.
And then you get a fucking flashback to like Alvin's comedy hour.
Yeah.
It's funny. Even though I had bum nards, I still wanted kids.
Mm-hmm.
After I Ralphed up my balls.
Bum nards. It's a crazy phrase.
I don't know how I'm gonna tell Alvin. He's the one who told me to propose.
God damn it, Theodore!
Theodore's gonna blow this too. I sighed. He's dead too, Simon.
Shut up, Theodore!
Simon whirled around and glared at me with fiery eyes.
Fucked it!
Bastard!
You deserve everything that's coming to you, Theodore.
I understand you need to tell him the truth. Fine. You don't need to tell him this way, this time.
Wait until he's of sounder mind.
Yeah, or at least locked up in some way, right? Like bound up in a jail cell, and then you say, Simon, I'm so sorry you have to find out this way. But
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Too. I killed Alvin, I killed Simon, I also killed Brittany.
Yeah, that one probably doesn't affect you as much.
But I want you to know that because of that was the most brutal one. I beat her to death with my bare paws, my bare furry little chipmunk paws.
Yeah, you would have liked it. You with your big mechanical arms, you would really have liked.
You got like 2 infinity gauntlets on both hands.
Yeah.
Now I'm just picturing like a purple Simon head photoshopped onto Thanos.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
He ran out of the shadows at me, and I finally saw his arms. Large mechanical gloves covered his arms, and tubes ran up the sleeves on his arms. A blue liquid ran through the tubes. So basically, he's like Bane.
It's like a hodgepodge of Bane, Mr. Freeze, and Solomon Grundy.
Yeah.
If any artists are watching this video, please try
please draw this
of this fucking design.
Please,
I bet you could probably plug this into an AI and get something out of it.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably do that later. I do things in the fucking whenever we VC where I was like, give me a character and I'll generate a picture of them wearing sunglasses and smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
And they always turn out raw as fuck.
Yeah.
You should join in our VC sometime if you have the time, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... Yeah,
I don't want to peer pressure you.
In the next couple weeks, I'll have some free time, so yeah, I should...
Oh, yeah. They'd love to have you around.
A blue liquid ran through the tubes. I didn't have time to try and stop him. I jumped out of the way as he punched through the air. His fist smashed onto the floor where I was standing. The tile cracked, and I was thrown a few feet away. I landed on my back. What the hell? Simon held up his large mechanical fists.
CDs? They were supposed to change the world, son of a bitch.
He hissed.
It's like JoJo English. Holy shit!
It was supposed to generate energy. 15 billion fucking watts a second.
15 billion watts a second?
That would cook your body probably with the amount of heat.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to use that.
You want like
too much.
That's too much energy. That would probably blow up Pittsburgh.
How
much fucking energy was generated by the bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
I don't know. Let me see. Nuclear blast in watts? I don't know.
Or joules and convert joules to watts or some stupid shit.
So the peak power output of the largest nuke ever was 33.8 yotta watts. What's yotta watts?
Yoda watts? Yoda tons?
Watts. How many is that?
If I'm not mistaken, 15 billion watts of energy is enough to change the ecosystem of Earth.
What with one?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's 15 billion per second. If it was like 15 billion watts once, that would be significantly less than.
I got my funding from Elon Musk.
Yeah, but this is the kind of thing where like a minute, 2 minutes of this would be fucking ridiculous.
That's like a fucking supernova, Simon.
That said, what's happening in the next paragraph? I'm seeing words that they clearly don't understand.
Yeah,
I couldn't try to explain some of it, but none of it matters.
It's fucking technobabble.
Yeah, he crooked his neck to the tubes.
It runs on liquid nitrogen. Cheap yet efficient. I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think
not how that works.
And I don't think that's how liquid nitrogen works.
Listen to this fucking description.
Look at this riveting, like, hell of a boss style dialogue. It packs a big fucking punch, don't it? Sends you clear across the motherfucking room.
Oh,
this really does feel like hell of a boss dialogue.
It does.
He spoke with disgust in his voice.
It works by altering gravitational energy and setting it to joules.
No.
That's not... I know jack shit about any of this, and I know that's not how any of this works.
That's like saying, this thing works by altering like watermelon mass and setting it to grams.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't mean anything.
And then it generates bullets per kilometer.
Yeah.
Times the square root of L.
He looked at me as if I was stupid.
Is he stupid?
I don't know. It sounds like both of them are stupid.
Fucking Batman Arkham subreddit.
Yeah.
Oh God. Ugh. Ugh.
God, no.
Keep reading.
This is Simon's line.
Simon, yeah, read, Mr. Meme.
It makes rifts in matter, causing huge gravitational bursts.
Is he a fucking manta shrimp?
Total nonsense. Yeah.
It's like it sounds like what fucking manta shrimps do. Like they strike a clam with their claws so hard it causes like a gravitation bubble to form in the water.
What it seems like is it seems like what they did was they saw like a diagram of like a mantis shrimp punch and then saw it unlabeled and then just made up labels for everything.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that makes energy. Motion makes energy?
That's like a gravitational burst.
Yeah. That sounds like an anime hero
Joules. I know I've heard that word in physics stuff, so we'll just say
I heard it on Death Battle. I heard it on Death Battle, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying this right here. If I were to ever write like something like this for like science fiction weaponry, and I don't have like the knowledge to know how it works, I just completely ignore that because that's not what's important here.
That's the thing that people don't get about science fiction. Like the best science fiction has some understanding, some grounding in what is real. Some kind of real scientific principles understood, and then they go, this is where it's different from the real world. Yeah. Or this is a hypothetical way to do it. So for example, like in you remember the movie Tenet? Tenet is a really, really crazy concept movie. But the concept itself, like, he doesn't spend any time explaining how time inversion works. It's so unimportant to the plot or so unimportant to you understanding the movie that he makes it a physical object. The algorithm is a physical object that they have to find in the movie. Does it really make any sense for somebody to turn a formula or math into a physical object like that? No, not really, but it doesn't matter because the point he's making is that like entropy is being reversed, etc., etc. And like he understands what he's talking about before he wrote the movie. Instead of just going, I'm gonna do science words now, stalactite, reticulated,
trapezoid,
gravitational energy, kilometers, joules. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
For some reason, my mind went to Dune of like how the lasers and laser guns in Dune are like blasters. They're essentially like fucking nukes.
Yeah,
like glass planets essentially. So they're like a last resort, and like force fields have like they can only stop things going like at a certain speed.
Yeah.
But like people can like walk
like
through.
They've clearly thought it through, as opposed to this where they haven't thought it through at all, and they're just kind of doing guesswork with words.
Yeah.
I mean, people wouldn't accept this in any other field, right? Like, you wouldn't accept this if I was doing fiction based in history. If I just said, like, Da Vinci was there, and so was George Washington, and so was my 4th grade teacher. Like, I can just list off random people and say they're all there.
And we saved America.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, burning anything it punches to crisps and send anything it misses flying.
Oh my god. This is unironically, I created the death beam to save humanity, not destroy it.
Yeah. It really is, unironically that.
Yeah. Unironically.
He punched the floor. Several tiles flew out and across the room. Several tiles? Wow, this is some big fucking gravitational
I can see the boss fight. I can see the boss fight in my head.
Yeah. You remember I think it's in the first Spider-Man game on PS4 and 5, the I think it's Shocker fight in the bank.
This sounds exactly like Shocker's gauntlets.
Yeah.
But with like an unnecessary fuel source added in.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Him spouting a bunch of bullshit science words. Simon turned to me.
Hold on, I'm sorry. We're making food. Well, not me, but like, yeah. Anyways,
food is being made. Yes,
food is being made. Let's see.
It's Alvin Jeanette.
Yeah, Alvin, Jeanette.
He glared at me.
You're fucking next.
He charged at me with his fists ready to punch. I jumped up and gripped my knife. He flew at me and jumped through the air. He smashed down on the ground in front of me. I was thrown back to the other side of the room.
He threw it back.
He was working on his cure. I landed on the table and smashed beakers and test tubes. The pain was excruciating. Mm-hmm. They went right up my butt. I felt like I had been kicked in the stomach. I felt like I was being fucked in the butt. I looked up to see Simon running at me again. I rolled off the table just as he smashed down onto it. I was thrown against the wall by the wave of gravity.
They beating your ass, dude.
Gravitational waves does not mean that.
You mean gravitational waves? You mean force? You mean like the kinetic force of a big punch?
That's what you were thrown against the wall by, not a wave of gravity.
Simon's got the fucking cyclone plasmid.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oof!
Oof!
Ooh! Oh! Ooh! Simon let out a battle cry and charged me once again.
God,
he was toying with me.
Bullshit.
Throwing me across the room to give me pain. Then he was going to kill me. He reached me and grabbed me this time instead of punching. He hoisted me up by my shirt collar and threw me across the room. I hit the large telescope, then fell to the floor. I felt my back crack.
Oh, thanks. I needed that.
Oh, God, yeah. Not in there was...
Thanks, man. I got that after I fucking...
My God, he's invented chiropractic gloves.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I got that knot. I got the knot after I fucking pummeled Brittany's face in.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. My back has been going out on me recently. I had to bend over to punch her in the head, and so now my back is
her face looks like a big like salad bowl of viscera.
Yeah.
I peed in it.
Yeah. He reached me and grabbed me this. Yeah. I groaned. I looked up. Simon was towering over me.
You're gonna be my new wife.
Oh, God.
Tonight, you.
Piece of shit.
He grabbed my shirt collar once more and held me high in the air. Blood dripped onto his mechanical arm. My blood.
Any last words?
He asked, his fist poised.
This is the worst one-liner ever.
My hands were at my sides, and I felt my knife at my belt. Didn't he take it out? Okay, whatever. Slash! I said.
Really?
What?
Really? You couldn't have said, like, I don't know, chill out? Why don't you cool off?
Fuck you, and then stabs him. I flipped my knife across his face and sliced his cheek and forehead. He yelled in pain and dropped me, taking a few steps back. I had no time. I jumped up and thrashed again, but he blocked it with his metal glove. He growled. As he blocked my sleeve, I lashed once again, and he blocked it once more, but this time I stabbed at his glove. I cut a slit in the tube, and the liquid sprayed onto Simon's face. Jesus Christ. I can't imagine that sucks. I'm trying to imagine what that would feel like, and that's a nightmare.
Simon's the insane one, though. Simon is the one acting.
Simon's the crazy.
Simon is the one rational right now.
Mm-hmm. He screamed as the struck his face.
Oh!
I heard cracking, and I knew the nitrogen had worked. I grabbed the largest piece of smashed tile I could and ran at my brother with it. Half of his face was frozen solid, and he was still screaming in pain.
Hey, Simon, what killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age! You're about to go the way of that chicken I didn't finish last
how's
week.
Your brain freeze?
Freezer burn!
Asshole! Brain freeze!
Yeah, no, instead he said slash.
Time to eat half of the pizza.
My favorite genre of romance is slash!
Yeah.
I guess I know the smart one's dirty secret.
I was trying to find a good way to go to Guns N' Roses, but it's fine. I hit his head as hard as I could with the tile. The frozen half of his face smashed to bits.
This is literally a fucking kill from Jason X.
If his head was frozen, he wouldn't be screaming in pain. He'd already be dead.
This is straight up from Jason X.
That said, I wonder. So obviously, okay, I'm about to say something this is maybe a little insight into my mind, the way I think about things. But I regularly wonder about what it would be like to die in certain ways. And like one of the things I've wondered about is like, if you had like, and in this is exactly what he does here. If like you had half your head dunked in liquid nitrogen, your brain inside your head freezes, but only half your brain freezes. Would you feel that? Your mind would start shutting down in some way.
Yeah.
And I wonder what that would feel like. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so surreal. And then you'd be dead. And then you'd be dead. So you wouldn't be able to report back.
You're fucking, yeah. And they're like, damn, no one heard my cool one-liner.
Yeah. And then you're dead.
Yeah.
And then Theodore's like, oh, who's next? Oh, fuck.
Oh, beans.
Oh, beans.
I stared at Simon for some time, then wiped my bloody nose and left the building. I sat on the steps outside the planetarium for a few minutes, staring up at the night sky. A shooting star shot across it. You can't say a shooting star shot. You could say, like, I saw a star shoot across, whatever. I didn't bother wishing. Simon never got his wish. Why should I? I sighed and stood up. I began to walk down the steps. There was no point in looking at the paper. I knew who was next and where they were. In the sky, a star shone brightly. It wasn't a star. No, it was a planet. It was Simon's Sintaku staring down, waiting for me to finish the fight. Oh, like Halo 3.
Da-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da!
But I gotta say, so he said it was a planet that's just outside the solar system.
Yeah.
But first of all, if it's just outside the solar system, if it is within the sun's gravity, then it is with part of our solar system. If it's not in the sun's gravity, then it's not part of our solar system. But more importantly, if you can see it in the sky, then it's either fucking massive or it is part of the solar system because it's close enough to be reflecting the sun's light.
Yep. You ever watch Gemini Home Entertainment?
Yeah.
It's the fucking iris.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
It reminds me of fucking Hellstar Remina.
Yeah.
From Junji Ito.
Oh,
anyway,
Line Break. I have a copy of Uzumaki. I need to read it.
Oh fuck! You got a copy of it? Oh man, I need a copy.
My university was selling them when I first came.
Damn. I gotta get me a copy.
Line Break.
Yeah. Anyway, Line Break. Sorry for the wait. Thanks for reading.
Yeah, last chapter. Finally, it's only been 2 fucking hours.
Yeah.
This happens a lot.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's not your fault.
No,
it's not your fault.
It's pretty much been a consistent thing since like the first video we made.
Most of our, if you like look at our channel, most of our videos are like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm impressed we can like get like much content out of like the stories we read because some of the stories aren't like particularly long, but like we just
and then there's like a Rogue Galade, which is 80,000 fucking words.
God. Anyways, AN. This is the final chapter. Chapter 6.
Yeah, this is the final Chipmunk.
God, the final.
I was waiting for you to do it.
Eleanor.
Chapter 6. All the love in the world. I stared up at the 2-story yellow house that towered in front of me.
It had light green wooden house.
Yeah, well, it had light green paneling and one of the upper windows was smashed. There were a few nicks in the paint on the front wall. Sorry. Oh, doing the voice. Can I change the voice?
Sure.
Last chapter. Change my deep voice. I'm gonna change it to.
Yeah, you're not used to Theodore having so many lines.
You're right. Yeah, speaking in that deep voice requires me to like keep my mouth open in a way that changes the way I breathe.
Swap it around so like the deep voice is a speaking line.
Oh sure, yeah, okay. There were a few nicks in the paint on the front wall, as if someone had carved into it. The door was wide open, but I could only see darkness inside. See, this is the final chapter, so now his inner voice is his outer voice, and his outer voice is his
darkness imprisoning me. All that I see. Absolute horror. Yeah. I cannot live.
Chipmunks.
I love chipmunks.
The garden in the front that had once held bright green flowers was now torn up and flooded with blood. Hey, Colonel Shaw, writer of this story, flowers are not generally green.
How much blood is it that it takes to flood a garden?
They're green because Theodore's green.
Yeah.
It's like the science experiment where like, oh, you cut the flower stems off and you stick them in fucking green dye and the flowers turn green a little bit.
This was my house. I changed my mind. I'm going back to this voice. This was my house. I had lived here once with my wife and children. Eleanor! I muttered. I grabbed my knife and walked slowly to the front door. On the porch was a body. My 7-year-old daughter, Jenny.
Jenny.
Elle, what have you done? I ignored the body and entered my house. He was so fucking stuck on that random dude dead in the elevator.
Oh, yeah, like that
dead daughter. He's just like, I ignored her.
Oh, fuck. She was, ironically enough, she was the Theodore of his kids.
Oh, she was the Theodore of his kids.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah. He unintentionally, like, treated her the way he was treated by the fandom.
Yeah.
Like, your personality is food, Jetty. Dad, I want to be a dancer. Shut up. Eat your turkey sandwich.
Yeah. Eating a turkey sandwich is so weird for chipmunks.
Well, rodents are like
their babies, so
rodents are opportunists. They'll eat anything, including meat.
Yeah.
Or poop.
Yeah. Me too. I ignored the body and entered my house. It was dark and, more importantly, quiet. XXX Triple
New
X,
line
my
break.
favorite movie.
Oh shit! Is this a sex scene?
I hope so. I first realized. Oh no, never mind. It's definitely not. I
Oh,
first
thank
realized
God.
I loved Eleanor when I was 10. Okay. Whew. I was alone at the park, sitting on a bench. I was watching the sunset, sad that there was no one to share it with. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I wasn't lonely out of love. No, I just wanted someone there. It could have been Alvin or Simon or anybody. Just someone. Eleanor came walking up the path. And her body sparkled in the light. If the setting sun. Did they start writing with one hand?
They started writing with their fucking nose.
Yeah, because they're using both hands to crank one out.
Their cock is so comically large.
Yeah, they gotta use two hands.
They gotta use two hands.
As you know what they call that in the Alvin and the Chipmunks community?
What?
They call that choking the chipmunk.
Fucking monking it.
Choking the chipmunk.
I'm monking off.
Yeah, monking off. Monking off.
I'm monking over here.
I'm storing my nuts for winter.
Storing my nuts. Oh god. Monking off. Choking the chipmunk. Storing my nuts.
Oh man.
Okay. Anyway. Oh man, these are things we should have said on the Steel Donut during the sex scenes.
I think guys did say store these for winter when Brittany was giving Alvin head.
Yeah, I mean he's filling her cheeks with his nut.
Yeah. Who do you think got the best head in Bullies Get Bullied?
In Bullies Get Bullied?
Yeah.
Not Simon because he was able to speak during it.
Yeah.
Right? Like any blowjob where you're able to comment on other people's behavior is not the best blowjob in the world.
Yeah.
There are blowjobs that are so good that you can't speak.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen to it again.
It's been long enough from when I listened to it that I don't remember.
Yeah.
Just going off of my intuition, I want to say Theodore.
Yeah.
Getting that. Oh, then again, Simon did get Roadhead in the Story of Alvin and Brittany.
Yeah.
It felt like a year since I last listened to Bullies Get Bullied, but really it's been like since November.
Actually, due to the speed of the cars, it felt like a year for everyone else when they were traveling at that speed getting Roadhead.
It's eternity in there.
Yeah, it's because of time dilation.
Yeah, fucking Stephen King's The Jaunt.
Yeah. It was the first time I really noticed her beauty, and it took me by surprise. Oh God, that's the Eleanor. Okay. Eleanor said. She sat down on the beach next to me.
Bench. What are you doing here alone?
Alvin and Simon went to the arcade, I said, watching her every movement. I just didn't feel like it.
This is where Theodore goes every time the story's not on him.
Yeah, he goes to sit on his bench.
His bench.
So I came here.
Brittany and Jeanette are at home,
she said.
I was just going for a walk.
She looked at the setting sun.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Bob, I'm sorry if Spooky students, but for the past few months we've been really obsessed with 8 Crazy Nights for some reason. So every time we just hear Eleanor, we just think of Whitey going, Eleanor!
That makes perfect sense now. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
That wasn't even the voice I was going for.
It sounded similar.
Eleanor!
Oh.
God.
Bum, bitty, bum, bum.
Man. you gotta finish the story.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good movie, to be honest.
It is the greatest Hanukkah movie. It's also the only Hanukkah movie.
It's a lot better than what Doug Walker said about it. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't take Doug Walker's opinions on anything seriously.
I guess.
He could say Oxygen was good and I would stop breathing.
Wait, so does that mean by that logic Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a good movie?
Great movie. Fucking awesome. Haven't even seen it. It's fucking rad.
You're not missing much.
Or I'm missing a masterpiece.
It has things that are like, it has parts of it that are like, man, this belongs in a better movie.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Jurassic World Dominion, my quick opinion is Jurassic World Dominion, it feels like a fan fiction you guys would riff.
Wow. Jesus.
Like, it felt like I was watching Colin Trevorrow's 2.5-hour Jurassic World fan fiction.
That's amazing.
Right, like right there, like, oh, it has a bigger dinosaur that's scarier than the T-Rex, but the T-Rex still kills it in the end.
I think I did see this one actually. Yes, I remember feeling that way too about the bigger dinosaur, and then yeah.
And Dr. Grant and Ellie Sattler from the first movie, they get together again.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I did see this one.
Jeff Goldblum is there too.
Yeah.
Because he needs a
paycheck. It felt like fan service. The movie.
Oh yeah. Which is unfortunately like just the way Hollywood seems to be going.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Discussions for later.
She said, I was just going for a walk, right? Okay. I looked at the sunset. The sky was a canvas set with strokes of pink and orange.
You do not get to be this wordy now.
Yeah, whoa, how artsy, how beautiful.
Oh, you don't get the purple-ass prose.
Yeah, why don't you... I mean, honestly, why can't we get a memory of his daughter? Like, why can't we get a memory of him and Eleanor and his daughter? Like that's what I would be thinking about. Like, in this final moment, as I'm approaching Eleanor, I'm in the house, right? Like, he doesn't need a long memory to kill the time like he was doing before.
Like, as he walks up to the house, he sees his dead daughter there, and his mind plays a memory of when he was sitting beside her on the stairs, putting a bandage on her leg after she fell and hurt herself.
Right, like that would be mirroring, and then Eleanor comes out, or you could also do he was in the not operating room, in the delivery room when she was born, and he's thinking about that moment, and now she's dead, and it's God damn it, this is so fucked up. I can't believe this happened. No. We could have some emotional catharsis here instead. It's just
at the bottom of the stairs when he looks up and sees Eleanor. His mind plays back to when they first went out on their first date and he saw her at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, and then of course when the time passes during the memory, he comes back to the present and she's got a gun to his forehead and pulls the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
and then he catches the bullet with his big chipmunk teeth and spits it out at her.
Yeah.
You got the monk gene.
Yeah. The monk genes.
I brought it back.
I nodded. Yes, it is. I was happy that someone had come along. Someone I could share the sunset with. Eleanor scooted closer to me. She put her hand on mine.
It's quite romantic.
She turned to me.
Don't you think?
As if by instinct, I turned my hand and held hers, intertwining our fingers.
The sound of her voice was so erotic, I started coming buckets on the spot.
Yeah. I started blasting rope, dude.
The fucking spaghetti fell out of my pocket.
Yeah. I smiled at Eleanor. She blushed and smiled back. I turned to face the horizon again, and I felt her rest her head on my shoulder. I kissed her on the top of the head, and she giggled. From then on, I loved Eleanor.
Not before,
even if this was competently written, I just want to say, even if this was competently written, the fact that it's Alvin and the Chipmunks fan fiction would still hold it back.
It really undercuts the
it
romance.
Does. That's my main gripe with a lot of fan fiction. It's hard for me to fall out of questions. Author says oh, it's really good. It's really good. It's I feel like I'll have a hard time taking it seriously just because of the fact that it's MLP fan fiction. I don't know. It's just that sort of looms over the entire story and makes it hard for me to take it seriously.
I don't know. I kind of grew up with that kind of stuff, so I pretty much kind of sense. I was if it's a serious story, then I'll take it as a serious story then. But
to me, it feels like a Newgrounds animation and concept where it's all these bright and colorful characters in this really dark, gritty, fucked up situation. It's oh shit. I wasn't sure if I was muted.
Yeah, if it was...
I don't know. That's just me. I understand.
I could get by with, if it was, an Alvin and the Chipmunks story that was, a romance story through and through, That I could probably see myself even enjoying if it was well because it's like these are lighthearted characters in a positive, comforting, warm scene. I can see that.
Yeah.
But when they do this thing where they stick these like lighthearted characters in this dark and edgy scene, that's where I start to go like, it's taking me so far out of this. I can't take this seriously as an Alvin and the Chipmunks thing or as a serious dark and gritty thing.
I know. You end up failing at both.
I feel like with this and like Waking Alive and like the others like edgy
I will say this is probably like more competently written than Awakened Alive.
Yeah. And
as low a bar as that is.
I don't think Where Are the Chipmunks fit in that category though, since like
Where Are the Chipmunks is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. I would watch that movie.
Now that would be cinema, yeah.
Yeah. Man.
It is. Martin Scorsese would like fall to his knees, weep, and
himself.
Yeah, cum would just like fucking like his fucking cock throbs against the seam of his pants. His cum just.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would cum so hard his dick would fall off.
His cock rockets off.
Yeah, it just shoots off.
He dies. The whole theater burns.
Maybe he would watch the movie. You know, I think with the whole audience, we would be sitting there watching this movie, and then you remember in Bird Box when like the people look at the creatures and the shape of their irises change, and then they kill themselves. That's what would happen to us.
And
the steel donut would be the survivors who are like, no, you must look, you must see. That'd be us.
That's all
Steel Donut and the family of channels that sprouted around the Steel Donut.
Yeah, so like us, DLDR kind of friends.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd be like the comedy relief to that specific group.
We'd be like the fucking Stooges.
Yeah.
Whoops. Anyway, let's wrap this shit up. We're almost done.
You buffoon.
Shut up, Mr. Meme. I fucked your sister.
Oh.
Wait, you don't have a sister? Then who did I have sex with?
Who the hell did I hit? God.
I still do, but it needed to be done. I searched the first room I entered, my eyes fully adjusted. There was no one in the room, although pictures had fallen from the wall. The couch looked as though they had bullet holes in them. The couch, them. I didn't realize the couch had they, them pronouns.
Hey! Who are we to judge? Wait, does that mean this is a hate crime?
Not necessarily.
Or it's like LGBT?
Because she also killed the children, and they weren't non-binary or anything. It had nothing to do with that.
We don't know that. They don't get any development.
You know what? I don't know that for sure.
This is an indiscriminate massacre.
Right. Yeah. So it's not a hate crime. It's just mass murder.
Man, we should be homicide investigators.
Yeah,
we'd be really good at it.
Of course, that's the thing homicide investigators need to figure out first. Was this a hate crime? As soon as that's figured out, yes, no, they just stop investigating.
I mean, I'm a ghost, so it'd be like that game, Murdered Soul Suspect.
Yeah.
I still need to
play that game good?
I played a little bit of it. It was all right.
Okay. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I was thinking about it. Anyway. Eleanor had a gun. I knew this. I was the one who gave it to her. For when I wasn't home. If I could get a hold of it, it would make it a lot less hard for me and a lot faster. I left the living room and went to the kitchen. The floor was soaked in blood. The chairs were overturned and scattered around the room. My 4-year-old son, Stephen, lay under the table. I wiped my eyes. My family. I left the kitchen and headed for the stairs. She had to be there. Unless she had left, which I doubted. No one else had left where they were. Why would she? I walked up the stairs slowly, trying my best not to make a noise. When I reached the hallway, I noticed several bullet holes in the walls and ceiling. The children must have been upstairs. Eleanor had chased them with the gun through the house, trying to fire at them. I looked down. This is crazy.
Nothing's funny has really happened. I'm picturing the picture I just sent in recording VC text. Being the fucking...
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah. I really appreciate that. You know, you're screen recording, right? Could you just open that as open in browser?
Yeah,
we do screen record. We do a screen record, but like we edit
We edited it so they were more like.
Okay. So then you just put it on screen. Great.
Yeah, just put it you put it in like the corner of the screen so that's like
the gray areas on the left and right. If you have those in the recording in the video, put him on the side there so people have like a visual reference as
we've done stuff like that before. Like whenever someone has to leave mid recording, we put like a little tombstone for them.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Rest in peace, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I want on my tombstone
after this.
Yeah, we put like he put bruh on I think author's tombstone in the Spinosaurus versus Springtrap video.
Oh wait, no, I can't change my profile picture. I'll change it until like I beat Infinite Wealth when it comes out. That's the plan for this.
20 minutes. 2 hours, 20 minutes.
I know.
Oh shit. Okay. I left the kitchen and headed for the stairs. No, I already said that. I looked down the stairs. When they reached the first floor, they split up. Stephen running to the kitchen and Jenny trying to run away out of the house. Eleanor killed her first, then went inside, where Stephen was hiding in the kitchen under the table. She threw the chairs around and shot him there. The whole grisly scene played in my head. I held my knife tightly and made my way down the hall. It was very dark.
To the windows,
to rely on my hearing
the wall.
Till the sweat drips down my balls. All these bitches crawl.
I would love to hear you recite that song as like a poem in the Theodore voice.
Yeah, it's poetry for sure. I needed to rely on my hearing to find her. All these years, all the times we've been together, they were gone. She had forgotten them, and the instant she sees me, she will try to kill me. I heard a thump up ahead. I held my knife readily, waiting. I listened closer, but it was silent again. I turned the corner and saw my bedroom door open. She was there. I could feel it. I stood still, gazing at the doorway. I was not psychologically ready to kill my own wife. I remained where I was, holding the knife up, listening to nothing. Then came another thump, like someone who falls off a bed. I opened my mouth to call her name, then stopped. If she had the gun, it would be a stupid idea.
You son of... Don't you talk about me, you son of a bitch!
I heard her yell. It wasn't to me. It didn't seem like it was. Then I heard footsteps and heavy, angry breathing. She was coming my way. I ducked behind the corner. She came around. When she came around, I would surprise her and stab her. Her footsteps grew nearer, and I could hear her muttering angrily. I anticipated. I flicked around the corner and stabbed through the air. I hit nothing. Eleanor stood a few feet away from where I stabbed. Her eyes were full of rage. In her right hand was the pistol I had given her.
Theodore!
She growled. She lifted the gun to my head.
So nice to see you!
She motioned towards my knife.
Drop it.
I stared at her for a few... That's great. I love that. I stared at her for a few moments, then tossed my knife down. Eleanor, I reasoned. It's me, Eleanor. You husband.
You husband.
It's fun to like have like a story where like writing errors are not there until there's one and it's like incredibly funny to you.
Yeah, it's like instead of like a whole bunch of like quick rabbit punches and fuck ups, it's just like one big haymaker. Like a Mike Tyson uppercut.
Yeah.
It's like
Eleanor sneered.
Do you love me?
I nodded.
And why did you come here to kill me?
She looked at the knife. I looked down the barrel of the gun.
Theodore, you idiot, you're not supposed to do that.
The gas has affected you. It's changed you.
I'm no different.
She growled. Tears formed in my eyes. Eleanor, you killed our children. Eleanor put a hand on her hip, keeping the gun pointed at
She
me.
got like sassy.
Classic sassy Eleanor pose. I love that.
Sassy holding a gun after she's just committed fucking filicide. Double filicide.
Yeah. Eleanor Chipmunk. I think that's like... Yeah, there's like a literal fucking... Oh, God.
She goes, oh, hell no.
Yeah, there's so many pictures on Google image search when you just search for Eleanor Chipmunk, and so many of them are bad. I don't like any of them.
I'm going to do it.
I mean, it's not even like safe search or whatever. It's just like, so many of these are just really bad stills of her. Because people don't generally take screenshots of her.
Eleanor is
Hold on. Look at this. Look at this.
so bad.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I'm gonna fuck.
That's the one I saw too. Yeah,
this
that's
looks like
the
a FNAF. This looks like a FNAF. This looks like a FNAF
fan
trailer.
Yeah.
Horror.
This is
And
leaked footage
and look,
of the new FNAF game.
Look, second row, that last one is the pose she's doing while holding a gun to his head.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
I saw this one too.
Yeah.
My name's Jeff.
She looks like she goes out of her way to drink pool water.
God, how is Eleanor Seville now like the funniest character to us?
I mean,
okay, this is horrifying. Theodore and Eleanor butt comparison.
okay.
We need to finish this, man. We just had like a rapid fire of great.
Cast him into the fire.
Okay. Eleanor put a hand on her hip, keeping the gun pointed at my head.
It was. You killed my sisters, didn't you?
There's an extra, didn't you?
Didn't you?
I was silent. The tears were overflowing in my eyes and began to drift down my face.
Cry some more, piggy.
Oh, God. Spooky.
You did.
She mumbled.
What about Alvin or Simon? Did you murder them too?
I love this.
It wasn't murder. It was euthanasia. I yelled. Mercy killing. They were insane, torn apart by the virus. I put them out of their misery. Eleanor cocked the gun.
Mercy killing.
She growled.
Let's play Mercy, Theodore.
She grabbed the pistol with both hands. I reacted. I threw my hands up and knocked the gun out of her hand. She yelled in anger. I punched her in the chest, and she fell backwards. I turned and searched the floor for the gun. She jumped on my back and pulled at my hair, yelling wildly. I smashed her against the wall.
Oof.
I saw the gun on the ground and dove for it, but Eleanor knocked into me, sending me flying sideways. I landed on my back. Eleanor jumped on top of me and began to scratch at my face. She was cutting deep. I punched her face to get her off of me, but she was unaffected and continued to claw at me face. Claw at me face! Digging her nails deep into my flesh.
I'm a pirate!
Eleanor, stop!
Uncle!
But she did not.
No!
She screamed. My hand searched the floor and made contact with the pistol. I grabbed it and pushed it against her chest. Without waiting for her reaction, I pulled the trigger. I saw a hole burst through the ceiling above us.
Is it like
a fucking blunderbuss? It's a blunderbuss.
Yeah, he blew a hole in the ceiling.
A fucking flintlock pistol.
Yeah. She stopped clawing at me and looked down at her chest, which was gushing blood. She looked back at me, and tears came into her eyes as well.
Theodore,
she whispered. She slumped over, her body on top of me. I pushed her off of me and sat up, holding my bloodied face in my hands, crying. After a few moments, I crawled over to her and rolled her over. Her eyes were closed and her mouth was open slightly. I stared at her face for a few seconds, the tears still flowing down my cut face. I leaned down and kissed her forehead. I love you, Eleanor, my beautiful green gumdrop.
When I first saw that, I misread it and thought I said cum dump.
You be my beautiful green cum dumpster.
I know, like, this is supposed to be, like, a serious moment and all, but from the facts we know about Theodore in these, like, 10 plus years we've been reading these stories, the fact that he calls her a green gumdrop made me fucking, like, mentally, like, fucking killed me.
Of course all his pet names for her are food.
What do you think she called him?
Food.
Just food.
Yeah.
My jolly green giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She bases it on, like, brands.
Oh, God.
My ranch hero.
You want to find my hidden valley?
Yeah. Great. Love that.
Give me some of your ranch.
I was outside my house, staring up again at it. The sun was beginning to rise, setting the glow of the yellow paint. I heard birds chirping somewhere, signaling that everything was going to be okay. Yeah, symbolically that's what it's supposed to be, but you're not supposed to take it as a literal signal. I took a deep breath, taking a mental photo of my house. Then I turned and began to walk down the road towards the sunrise, accompanied only by my footsteps and the sound of the birds.
I walk a lonely road, the only road that I have ever known.
Yeah.
Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I monk alone.
I monk alone, yeah. I took a deep breath, taking a mental photo of my house. This was going in my cringe compilation.
This whole story belongs in a cringe compilation.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Thanks for reading this novella. I hope you enjoyed it. Another horror will be up shortly, rated T. It will be called A Knife Called Lust. Jesus. See you on the short side. Shot out.
A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, a Tribe Called Quest.
I'm going to read the reviews.
Let's look at the review.
Was Danny Seville. A lot of these are from Danny. A lot of these are from Danny Seville.
It's the old adage holds true. 65 reviews, take 9, divide it by 65.
Yeah.
The same fucking dude.
No account here. This is awesome. Although, why did you have to kill them at the end? Who cares? This is the best. I love your horse. Maybe because the whole story's about killing them.
Yeah, killing them dead.
Sintaku writes, I believe you take the name Sintaku from the Indonesian word that translates my love. Alright, yeah. Of course. Nice story. Reminds me of Resident Evil.
I mean, if you're gonna go all this dark and shit, I think...
Whoa!
Wait, Ghost with the most. What do you
gotta say? That's not me! Of
course that's not you. That was in 2010.
We already know who...
You were barely a twinkle in your dad's dick when that came out.
I was 7!
Yeah, well, same thing.
Okay, geezer.
Look, I'm fucking ancient, okay?
How did mammoths taste?
What?
How did mammoths taste, asshole?
Mammoths, they were after my time.
Oh.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we used to eat Velociraptor for breakfast.
Oh, sweet.
I'm already going through like a midlife crisis at 19 because like when I was 10, FNAF came out and I'm like really into FNAF. So like 10 years later, it's like 2024 now. I'm turning 20 and FNAF is turning 10.
You're gonna be able to drink in 2 years.
Dude, a couple years ago, Halo turned 20.
God.
And
Jurassic Park turned 30.
You know,
and before that, regular show turned like 10 years old in like 2021.
I mean,
oh god, I can feel the wrinkles forming in my face. This is what Steven Tyler wrote "Dream On" about. He's like, regular show came out 10 years ago. Fuck.
Man.
Well,
I don't know. Any interesting? I don't see anything particularly noteworthy here in the reviews. I will say, if I was going to write, if I was going to end a story like this, I feel like the only way that I would have found satisfying for the story to end would be like he picks up the gun and he checks and it's got one bullet left and he goes, great, good enough. That's exactly as many as I need. And then he walks away and we don't see him kill himself, but it's like implied.
He checks the number of bullets, sees one, he closes
because
it.
Because the whole point is that it's Alvin and the Chipmunks. Even if you take away the fact that it's centered on Alvin, it's the Chipmunks. It's like they're a set. So if all of them are dead except for Theodore and he killed them all.
I love that profile picture on Fierce of Chronicles. I love that fucking profile picture, Fierce of Chronicles.
Yeah, that's great.
Thug ass at Simon.
Yeah, reminds me of the
surprisingly
version we did for the Steel Donut.
Surprisingly few members of the Hive Mind.
That's true. I agree.
Maybe it's because they changed their name since then.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that'd be my guess.
Is there anything you'd like to say, Bob, before we close things off?
No, not really. I mean, thanks for having me.
No problem. It was great having you, dude.
Yeah. You put the. That's great. Thank you for putting that on screen. And then also, I just posted the poster from Chipmunks again, so you guys can see. Oh
my God, you're Theodore.
We gotta figure out the
Connor is Simon, and that's Blake as Alvin.
Yeah, that's Blake. Yeah.
And then Matt is
Dave. Yeah.
Why is it so?
Notice we still have the chipmunk legs.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Coach in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, we still have the chipmunk legs.
Yeah, in real life,
created the poses and stuff, and
it was really weird. Like when you married your wife, you were walking down the aisle with your little chipmunk beat.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of editing to make this picture happen. I don't like how Matt's face turned out here, and like the shadow under him, but like I really like how he turned out. And Connor wasn't wearing those sunglasses. He was wearing a hat of a different color. And Blake's hoodie was a different color and didn't have an A on it, and I had to change the hat color, my hat color as well. So like, I had to make a bunch of changes to make it work.
I wonder if we should try something like that for our first month-long event.
I mean, we like to do stupid, dumb shit like that for our month-long events.
So a question: we'll end the recording first, and we'll talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Don't reach out to the authors. If you do, I will beat you to death with my bare paws.
Yeah.
Monk you up.
Join our Discord server to talk with other cool people like Bob, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, but there's like cool people on the server.
There's other cool
You can
people.
at me if you have a specific thing you want to say to me.
Bob, how many chipmunks are there in a day?
Yeah.
Request stories to us in the Discord server. So like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, please. Is that everything?
I think so.
This has been original content, and it has been self-inflicted.
Most certainly been self-inflicted.
Oh, fuck yes, this is way too fucking long. 2.5 hours, Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Sorry, guys.
It's alright.
Sorry. Just kidding, we're not sorry. Bye. Fuck you!
Fuck you!